This isn't a woe is me story. This is me telling you how I got from where I was to where I am now, because there was a point in my life where I did think everyone else would be better off without me. And this isn't to say I wanted to take my own life, but there was a period of time where I just didn't want to think anymore. I wanted to get out of my own head. I was isolating myself, and in this video I want to go through exactly where I was, what I did to change that, and where I am now. So let's get into the video. So this started around about 7 years ago for me. I had big things going on in my personal life, and a lot of it was entirely my fault as well. You know what I mean? Falling back into behaviours and things that I'd done in my early 20s and bits like that. And I actually hated, myself at the time, and I found myself avoiding everyone. I'd gone on long-term sick at work. I was isolating myself. I just didn't want to be around anyone at all, and that's what I was talking about there, where I just wanted to stop thinking. So what ended up happening was I was sleeping all day, having sleeping tablets, and awake all night, and I was drinking and really holding myself in quite a horrible place, really. And for years I'd been in the gym. I'd stopped going in the gym. I hated the way I looked, and everything was really, really spiraling. And I know this does happen, for a lot of guys as well. They find themselves in this position, and that's where I found myself at that period of time. Luckily for me, I did have some good people that wouldn't, just give up on me. Like my best friend in particular, he came barging through the door. He set up a five-a-side football team. So just to, I found out afterwards he only did it just to get me out of the house, to get me doing things again. And, and there was a couple of times he literally kicked the door in to make sure I was all right. And it took something he said to make me realise, what am I doing? People do care. I'm not a bad person, and I do truly want to feel better, because like I said, I was sick of feeling how I was feeling. So at that point, I realised that I had two options. There was a day when he walked out of the house after coming round and basically telling me, do what you need to do. We're going to have to pick up the pieces anyway. And I had two options that day: to ignore him and carry on doing what I was doing, hurting people around me, isolating myself, and we know where that would have led. Or it was time to stand up and decide, look, this is now the time to get myself fucking sorted and move myself forward and get feeling good about myself again and rebuild. And that's the option I actually ended up taking, and it took having good people around me to help me do that as well. So one of the first things that I realised after this was I was hating what I saw in the mirror. I didn't see myself anymore. I didn't, looking at my physique, I'd let myself go, and I felt really shit about it, to be honest. And through wrestling, I knew a lot of guys that had been working with this particular coach called Nush, who was also a professional wrestler as well, and making some real incredible transformations. So I decided to reach out to him to try and get some help in there. And the really cool thing was, in that group we all became part of a community, but it also gave me structure, something to aim for, a tick list for each day, whether it was my steps, whether it was hitting my nutrition, whether it was hitting my cardio, whether it was hitting my training sessions. And then it actually gave me so much more in other areas of my life. It weren't just purpose because I was focusing on my future, but it also just gave me a tick list, a thing where it was just like daily habits that were compounding, that were making me feel better, that were, starting to see the changes in my body, which in turn was making me want to keep turning up more and building that momentum and building that motivation. And it really did change my life for the better, to be honest. And it was just being around these like-minded people. Some of the people that I met on the program have become incredible friends. Ryan, that I do a lot of wrestling shows with, and we've had rivalries, we've been a tag team and all that. It was through that program that we became really close, and he's become one of my best friends. And it was such a transformational time for me, and that was just taking ownership and investing in myself at that point. It was like I knew I needed the support, because a lot of people try and do this on their own, and it can be a recipe for disaster. And that's like wherever you are at the moment, make sure you are speaking to someone. But when you speak to someone, also ensure that you take action on the things that you want to do as well. There's only so much speaking you can do before it's time to take action. So yeah, as the 36 weeks was done, I was starting to really like the way I was looking again. I'll put on the screen now where I was at the start and where I got to at the end. Ended up doing a photo shoot, and it was such an incredible day. I really, really loved it, and I'll always be thankful for the team there, thankful for Nush who coached me with that, because it really did help get me out of a dark place, and I can't thank them enough. And I was proud of myself for the first time in a long time. I was very proud of what I had achieved, and through this as well, other people were asking me, "Oh, what have you been doing? You're looking great," and all that. And it's like, it's not just about the ego, but that does make you feel good. It naturally makes you feel good as well. And I was living in my friend's flat at the time, and there was a sunbed shop down the road, so I was going in there as well. So I was like, "Oh, I look pretty good." So yeah, I'm maybe not so much now, like a bit older, a bit more grizzled. But you know what I mean. It's always, good to feel good in that regard. And this is the thing that is missing in fitness quite a lot. People talk about like the X's and O's, right? You need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. What they don't talk about is when you do start to build these habits, and that's when it starts to become an identity thing. That's when things start to shift. That's when things start to change, not just physically, but mentally as well. And I know for me personally, I started to think, well, if I can do this, and maybe I can do this, and then maybe I can help here and pretty much do anything. And like I said, that was 7 short years ago that I was camping out in my bedroom, avoiding everyone, and the only way people could get in touch with me was by literally barging in and demanding that I listen to them. And it was after this that made me realise that I want to help other people feel how I felt at the end of that, and where I've gone since then. I mean, by no means the finished article. I mean, who is? And and I'm not perfect, but I'm very proud that over the last 6 years I've been able to help so many guys come from a similar position to where I was to now, while building the coaching, building the community. And that's exactly why I got into it, because I was working in BAE Systems. It was a good job. It was a pretty well paid job. There was good people around me, but this kind of gave me purpose, where it was like, I want to help these guys. I want to help them move forward. I want to take them from where they are now and make them realise that they can feel good about themselves, and it's never too late to make that change and to rebuild yourself up. Like my 8-week program that I do is Refuel, Rebuild and Reignite, and I built it off the back of that, because it's exactly how I felt in that moment. And that's, like I said, that's why I got into coaching. That's why I quit my job. It's why I moved down to Burton, where I live with my now wife, who I met just after this period. So like just before I was doing the photo shoot, that's when I met her, and the things just started to fall into place for me. But it was through taking action, and it was through somebody very close to me saying, "Now's the time. You need to do something about it, or do nothing at all." And I chose that second option, and I'm so happy I did. And like I say, this isn't a woe is me story. This is just where I was to where I am now, and why I'm so proud of what I get to do and the things that we do here as well. So thank you for taking this time to kind of listen to my story. Obviously, there's so much more I can get into, so much more, in depth, which I'm more than happy to talk about. I do go into some more details through my emails as well that we touch on there. There should be a link in the description to get onto them emails. And also as well, 3 times a year, I do run the Refuel, Rebuild and Reignite program, which is the program that I just mentioned before, that I created off the back of this. And it helps guys pull off body fat, start to feeling more confident, start to build them habits, and we do get some incredible transformations through that. And then a lot of people, we carry on working together on a one-to-one basis as well. It's an absolutely incredible thing, and we've had some fantastic success for it. And the people that get first refusal for that as well are the people that are on that email list. So if you do, like I said, just click in the description there, and also there is a free physique transformation guide in there as well, somewhere down below. So if you click on that, then you will get that for free as well. You can get yourself going and moving forward. But again, thank you so much for watching the video. I do truly appreciate it. Like I say, if this resonated with anyone, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to email me, message me, comment, and please subscribe and follow along, as we're going to be building more videos around the training, the nutrition, the mindset, all that kind of good stuff as well. So drop a subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.